TAE Time.
This is not the second time we have to record this, or third. Nicoletta forgot to turn on the light. I know the funniest thing is at the side of the literal thing. Obviously, this just sounds weird for people. I always forget that people just listen to this and they don't watch it.
A lot of people just listen.
Yeah, like, exactly. We have a massive just listening fan base.
Massive.
I love you guys. But like, she forgot. So for the people who are viewing or even listening, she forgot to turn on the light for the video.
The ring light.
I know the funniest thing is like the first thing I said when we first recorded it was like, I don't know how the lighting is because Nicoletta set it up, not realizing that there was no lighting at all.
It's really bright this time of year.
Yeah,
why am I noticing?
And stuff like that. So like, yeah, and I was literally going on about my hair and like growing it out again for the second time and like how it's annoying and stuff like that to comb it out and stuff like that. But you're not getting any of that. You guys are getting zilch. It's gone. It's in the
and then
nether.
We said how we'd love to have Drake on our episode.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff like that. You miss literally 3 minutes of great conversation, and you'll never get it. If you guys are interested in ever getting those things, though, what do you guys think about like a Patreon or like one of those things where like you guys pay for like some extra episodes or extra content?
What if we make you pay? Some of our
don't say it like that. No, guys, it's just supporting the creators.
I get it, right? And I get it, but I want to be like fully transparent if we were to do this. And like, if someone told me that, I'm like, oh, so you want me to pay for your crappy story times?
Yeah, like I want you to pay for extra content.
Yeah.
Not crappy content, extra content. And like, if you guys would be interested, I don't know, like, let us know. Or if you just want to donate and you want us to add a donation link or something, or either actually, this is a good one because I'm looking to it. What kind of products would you be interested in us like selling you? Not us as in like we're affiliated with. And then like, would you be interested in seeing from us? Like, what do you think matches the TAE Time brand that if we were like doing a promotion for that product, you're like, this makes sense?
It's interesting that you asked that because so many times, influencers would affiliate themselves with a specific brand and it just is what it is. But I've never seen an influencer ask like, oh, like what kind of brand do you think, would work for this? Because I feel like our listeners or like viewers would know us better than ourselves, like when what we've talked about.
What do you associate TAE Time Podcast
Yeah, what do you
with?
think of?
And anyway, enough sidetracking.
Yeah.
My brain farted there for a second. I couldn't remember. And let's get into stories.
Yeah, we have a good few saved here for today. Farouk sent me a few, but they were trash, so I had to pick new ones. Anyways, on to the first story of today. Am I the asshole for prioritizing my cat over taking my partner out to birthday dinner? I, 27 female, am dating 28 male, whose birthday was on Monday. We were supposed to go out to an extravagant birthday dinner since he had spent a lot of money on my birthday earlier this year. He earns a lot more than I do, so I could only do so much. But still, we have been together 2 years. Well, on the day preceding when we were supposed to go out, I noticed my cat had what appeared to be a cyst in her eye. It had appeared overnight and looked very painful and bad. I drove for 2 hours to an emergency vet open on Sunday instead and got some eye drops, but there's really big risk she may lose the eye. She hasn't been eating because of the pain and I was really worried, so I canceled the dinner and decided to stay home with the cat, telling my partner we can reschedule it for another night and that he's welcome to come over and look after her with me. Well, he got really upset and said that he had taken the next day as a vacation day already and he was already planning on getting drunk, and that the waiting list for that particular restaurant was 3 months and they won't have his favorite seasonal special on then. So I was being incredibly selfish and a mega a-hole. Am I in the wrong?
Ooh, I don't think she's an a-hole for the whole cat situation. And I don't think he's an a-hole for how he reacted to the fact that like it seems like, okay, he was looking forward to this a lot, blah, blah, blah. And like, it's like, I thought it was going to be like on the night at which she had to take her cat to the vet is when it was meant to happen. But it's like after the cat has already been at home, and it's like, and obviously like to some people, like a cat might as well be their own child, so on and so forth. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to like take care of it because I don't like that they're not feeding well and stuff. And like maybe her mind would even be fully at the dinner anyway, even anyway. So she's like reschedule, but like obviously like he's been looking forward to it. He's like, oh, it's gonna be great. I've been looking for this specific seasonal meal. I even took off the next day so I could have fun with you, like a drink and have all that. So like for him, it makes sense. Like it's like if it's a big letdown because it's like choosing your cat over him essentially. But like obviously for her, like the cat's been there for God knows how long, and like she's very attached to cat and she doesn't want she just wouldn't be able to be fully present. She she's like, hey, sorry. And she even like an alternative to be like, hey, I know it's not like the best thing, but this is what I can do. So I think it is just what it is. You know, like there's nothing bad about the scenario. And I know you don't agree.
But so you think there's no assholes here?
I don't think there's any assholes there. I think it's just like one of those things that like everyone has different viewpoints on.
No, and I do think that that's the case, but like sometimes people just love their pets a lot.
I get you, but like if that was a kid,
that's different.
Yeah,
that's
but some people treat their animals like it's their kid.
But it isn't.
But to them it is.
But it isn't.
But to them it is.
But it isn't.
But to them it is.
Scientifically.
You know, like, yeah, like scientifically it's not, but to them emotionally it is. I
think there are several things that she could have done here, right? Like, yeah, when the emergency happened wasn't on the same day. I think if it would have been on the same day, it would have been a bit more understanding, but it wasn't. It was like a day or two after, whatever. She could have gotten someone to look after the cat. She could have like, I don't know, like that. I think that's kind of like the only option she had, because it would only been for like what, an hour or two, maybe they would have been out.
Maybe like 4 hours, let's say,
maybe, but like I really like it. The compromise could have been like, hey, we can only stay out for like 2 hours, and then I really want to be with my cat. Let's just like go home and like.
Well then, you know, like it just rushes the whole thing and doesn't.
Come on, 2 hours is enough.
No, because the idea is they're like deep. They're not just eating. They're going to be drinking, talking, having a good. Like it's celebrating his birthday, so like it's not just a 2 hour thing. Let's be honest. Like
I don't know. We've never spent longer than 2 hours in a restaurant.
Yes, but also the getting there, the coming back, all those things.
I get it, but I just feel like it's not like a long hour. 4 hours max.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like maybe max. For like let's say 4 or 5 hours or so. Like right, yeah. Like at the end of the day.
But the thing is, she wouldn't be comfortable to be there longer than like 2-3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying you need to find a compromise. You can't just spend as long as you wanted to.
Yeah, but let's say it takes like 30 minutes or an hour like to get to the location, then plus like the hour eating, like it's pretty much like wraps, like, you know what I mean, like time wise, like you have to really rush, like, and like it sounds like it's one of those fancy things, and you know yourself, even just, it's not even, forget about the eating, the whole process takes over an hour. Like the last time we went to one of those things like in Bucharest, it even took well over an hour. And then even when we went to that omakase place in Japan, like we spent like 4 hours there.
Well, yeah, but like I do get that, but yeah. I'm just saying, like, a compromise would have been to not stay as long or have someone watch the cat for the night. I
do agree with the watching the cat thing. I think that would have been a compromise. Obviously, I don't think the timing thing would have been a compromise, because I don't know how you sort that out. But I think getting someone else to watch it would have been definitely. But like, once again, some people just are like the same way. Like some people are uncomfortable with like when their kid is sick, they don't want someone to watch their kid. They want to watch their kid themselves, you know.
And I get that, but I think it kind of comes down to how important is your partner to you. Like, does this person matter to you? And the fact that it's their birthday, it's something they really wanted to do, and it's like over a pet.
You wouldn't know because you're not so close to a pet like that.
No, don't get me wrong. I love my pet, but this brings us to
really.
The conversation of like, you know, prioritizing pets over human lives.
Like obviously when it comes to the whole saving lives thing, all right, we've talked about it before. I believe you should always save a human, no matter what the human it is, over a pet, right?
No matter what it is.
Like no matter what the type of human it is, age, annoyance, whatever, you should save that person over a pet, right? Because like it's a pet. It's a human life. You, like, come on, it's our own. Like, you know, like same species. You know, like you know, camaraderie, all that. But obviously, like that's not the same for everybody, because some people are just closer to their pets than they are to other humans. They're like, who are you? This pet has given me joy for X amount of years. Screw you, kind of thing. Like, so it's not so easy to be logical to be like, oh yeah, obviously, like, oh, it saved this human life over bloody blah blah. All right, so like that's the one thing, but I do believe in the logical, like save the youngest person,
that
save
too,
save the humans, so on and so forth.
I can kind of get behind, like, I don't know, say you're in a situation of a burning building or whatever, and then there's like a stranger and then like someone close to you. I can get behind saving someone close to you. Like, I can.
It's illogical, but yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like, okay,
I'm assuming the person you don't know is younger, like.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, whatever.
Because if they're the same age, then you obviously save the person. Yeah. Whether if they're older, like save the person But
I think regardless, it's like, whatever age, whatever, I can get saving the person that and I think if I were in that situation, I wouldn't even think of the other person. I'd be like, oh, I need to save my people, like.
Damn.
That kind of thing.
So that's good to know, guys. You know how they say women and children first? If Nicoletta is in a situation where she's in a burning building, you have to save her. Save anyone else, because screw women and children. It's about saving the person you like, and you don't like her, so save someone else.
It's not about liking. Someone I don't even know, man.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know them.
They don't know you. They don't know. They're just seen you on the internet. They don't know you. Save the other person.
I would expect them to save their family. Yeah, I would.
No, not their family. Any other random person.
Oh my days. No, but like, listen.
No women and children.
No women and children. Save the men. The men standing up for themselves. Like, no, but like, when it comes to saving pets over humans, that's just like a conversation that recently came up with one of our friends. And like, I've been seeing it a lot on TikTok in recent times as well, like a discussion there, and how sometimes, certain group of people care more about
certain groups of
people care more about, animals and animal lives than
they do about human suffering, right? Yeah.
And like, or like sometimes the argument is like, oh, obviously you've never cared enough about a pet, like, that kind of like thing. And I'm like, how could you say this when you obviously don't care enough about human life? Like,
no, they care about humans. They just care about their pet more.
That's just messed up, man.
But it's family. It's family.
It is not a human life.
But it's family.
I don't care. Say whatever you want.
It's like how people will, as the same way you choose someone over a random person, they're choosing someone they know over a random person.
It's just human lives, right? And where like you have to make a sacrifice over saving someone or someone else, okay? But when it's like a pet, like it, yes, this is someone important to you, but realistically, like that pet is probably not going to live as long as like a human anyway, and also, how are you not thinking of that person's family and like that person going back to their family? And I couldn't live with.
How are you not thinking about that pet's family and then going back to the family and be like, hey, sorry, your dog is dead or your cat is dead.
I could not live.
Or your goldfish.
I could not live with it on my conscience knowing
you killed Nemo. You let Nemo die for some random old woman. You let Nemo die for some random. They'd kill you. Our pet goldfish deserve to be saved.
No, listen. If your pet is in a fire building and I have to save them over a person, your pet is dying. It just is what it is.
Clearly, Nicholas is a scumbag. But
Didn't you say the same thing?
But we already knew Nicholas is a scumbag.
Yeah.
Picking
you
human
literally
life
would do the same thing
over Nemo. I guess we're not finding Nemo. Nemo's burnt.
Crisp.
Sashimi. So moving on to the next.
Just to give y'all like an update on the story because I forgot about it. She was labeled as an asshole, and then she put in an update and she said she broke up with her boyfriend because she realizes that she cares more about her dog than her boyfriend.
I take back what I said. She was the asshole in this story.
Yeah. She was like, do you know what? You're right.
You're right. I love my dog.
Goodbye.
I love my cat. Oh my God, that's such a crazy ending. She
just said that she would do this 100 times over to be there for her pet.
So does that mean
she just left him?
So, but does that mean that she doesn't love her? Like she interpreted that as, oh, I must not love him if I'm choosing my cat over him, or is it like, I guess I'll never be with another human because I'll never love them as much as my cat until my cat dies. Then maybe I can find a partner.
I couldn't tell you. She just said update. I left him because I realized like I love my pet more.
That is brazy.
Yeah.
Swiftly moving on.
Moving on to the next story. You sent me this one. Good job. Am I the asshole for requiring that guests change clothes before they sit on my furniture? I'm a 20-year-old male and I live alone. I'm a very neat person. My mother kept her house pristine growing up and I helped her for as long as I can remember. I recently moved out in my own place and something that I started thinking about was how many germs from outside we track into our houses. I always change out of my clothes as soon as I get home, but whenever I have guests over, they don't. And I have no idea where they've been or what their clothes have been exposed to. About a month ago, I bought a bunch of those clear disposable raincoats and I started telling people who I invited over that they could bring a change of fresh clothes to change into or wear one of the coats before they sit on my furniture. I also offered to wash the clothes that they change out of if they want to. My girlfriend doesn't have a problem with this and started just leaving clothes at my place. My mom and my little sister have also been okay with this new rule, but I invited a friend over yesterday and when they got here, they were surprised that I actually enforced it and said, "You've got to be kidding me." I told him, "No, I'm serious," and then they left. They haven't been answering my messages either. I was talking to my mom about it today and she said it was pretty excessive and unreasonable to expect everybody to do it. I disagree, but I'm kind of double guessing myself. Am I in the wrong here?
I'll tell you right now, as a fellow germaphobe, my brother, it's excessive. But, I'll tell you something the wise elders have said for many millennia. My house, my rules.
Oh, my days.
Your house, your rules. When you get your own place, you can make your own decisions and you make your own rules. So who is he to tell you not to do that? Fuck the friend. It's your house. If I tell my friends, hey, if you want to come into my house, you have to walk around on your hands. If they don't want to do it, they can stay outside. It's my house.
Do you know, such a good point? Because initially reading the story and the outcome is that he was labeled an asshole. I was like, yeah, he's an asshole. Like, this is excessive. But hold on. That's just excessive to me.
Yeah.
Because those are not my rules. So the fact that you just said that and that I know that when people walk into our home, I want them to take off their shoe.
Mm-hmm. And they're walking around their house with their shoes everywhere, sleeping in their bed with their shoes.
That's it.
But then when they get in here, we're like, get your dirty ass shoes off. I don't want germs going around my house.
Or dirt pick from outside. And I get it. Because especially
at what point does personal accountability come to play? Be personal accountable. Go to your own house and do what you want to do. But in his house, he does not want germs on his couch. Period. He says, wear a raincoat or change your clothes.
I do think that's a bit excessive. What he could do is like put some plastic on his couch or something instead.
But it's also like the people who they keep all the things on their furniture, like the wrapping, and they don't take it off. And you're like, this is annoying. Why don't you take it off? But no, it's their house. You can't just take it off. It's their fucking house. They know what the fuck they want. Yeah. You don't like it, get the fuck out. Yes, don't get me wrong. It's excessive. But let me not lie. I don't think it's that excessive because he gave the raincoats.
He's like, I have a solution.
He's like, you don't have to bring clothes. Just wear the raincoat.
He's offering a solution.
He offered a solution.
Yeah.
He realized, okay, not everybody's gonna bring clothes and have to change it, want to change in his house and go around in his house sort of thing. Sometimes you just want to pop out. You know what? Here, raincoat, go around.
Problem solved. But it's true though, because sometimes you're out and about and say after the gym and stuff, right? And now I'm sitting on all these, different gym equipment that other people have sat on and it's sweaty. And then what? I'm going to come sit on my bed. No. Take it off.
And then people are like, oh yeah, but it's around the living area, is not in the sleeping area. Well, let me tell you right now, where you put your ass on my couch, I put my head there to sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just rubbing in your dirty germs, your dirty gym germs.
At the same time, I'm never gonna ask someone to change their clothes.
Oh no, that's excessive as fuck.
No. But it's just you think of it. I know germs don't live for long.
Yeah.
Sorry, in the area, so it does die off eventually. But actually, he's not an asshole.
Yeah.
I finished.
Nicoletta, it's the ancient millennial wise men. Rule, wise elders. My house, my rules.
Yeah,
it's existed for years for a reason. My own house.
Yeah, I don't think he is, and I went into it very sure that he is, but he's excessive, yes. But is he an asshole?
No, how can you be an asshole for setting your own rules? You can say the max you could be is like you're just like excessive or like inconsiderate. But he's not even that inconsiderate because he's like, okay, people don't do this. Here's a raincoat. So he's not even inconsiderate. He's just like,
he's very considerate to me.
He's like, you can call him a weirdo. Like that's the most.
Or and if you don't feel comfortable, don't go over.
You know,
it shouldn't change your relationship with him.
It's like, oh yeah, it's my one friend that does this. Guys, sorry, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, it's just like some like a little quirky thing.
You know, it's like that's his quirk. You know, that's his thing.
But yeah, that was that story. Very interesting. We ended up somewhere I didn't think we would. But anyways, on to the next. So, my girlfriend, 21, asked me, 22, if she can travel with a boy. She asked me, can I go to Bali with a boy next month? Now, I don't know who the guy is. I've just asked her and just waiting for a reply. But wondering what you all would think about your significant other traveling with another person. She does send me screenshots of guys who message her dirty things without me even having to ask. So she definitely has my trust and whatnot. I'll say she can go anyway, even though she wouldn't need my permission at the end of the day. She is her own person, but that's just how she is. Likes to ask me if she can do certain things first, which is pretty nice of her. Thoughts? I hope you all are having a good time with your online lovers.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Let me not lie. She asked. And then you give a response because it's a relationship. It goes both ways. You guys are still individuals, so she can still do what she wants. And I know why Nicola chose this story because we don't agree. But
no.
What's it called? They're both individuals. They just happen to be together. And like, once again, she gave the heads up being like, hey, do you mind if I could do this? And then obviously, if he says no, that's something they have to figure out and discuss and say, okay, does this match what I want to be in this relationship, or does it match what you wanted to be in this relationship? And if he says yes, it's like, cool, I have your trust. If you break that trust, fuck you. If you don't, great, we move on and continue. I think I generally just, that's my view on how all those things work out. It's the same thing as like going out, whatever, doing those trips. It doesn't matter. Like, let's be honest. Like, you can go on a boys trip and you can fuck your friends, and you wouldn't even.
No,
like,
I get that.
Just because it's a girl, it randomly changes things.
And I get that, but I think, do you know what it is? I think a lot of times it's like, oh, trust your partner. Trust your partner. No. It's trust your partner. Trust your partner. And the thing is, like, I can trust you, but I don't have to like it. Like, I don't have to like that you're going with another girl to Bali. I don't have to like that, but I know you won't do anything. But yeah. I just don't like that. I don't like the idea of that. But why? Right? Because let's
delve into this. Why?
Right. So I think it's just like you're going like somewhere like, you know, on a trip with just like one girl, and I'd rather it be me. Like, I'd rather you go with me. I think if it's a group.
Jealousy.
No, it's not jealousy. I don't think it is. I just don't like the idea of you going with just a girl. Like, I wouldn't like you going to a nightclub with just one girl. Like, it's too, like, datey vibes, you know?
But why? You're putting...
What do you mean, why?
You're putting the label on it. It's just two friends doing something.
No.
Like, when I go, let's say I go for a nice brunch with my friend, right? And him and I have a nice brunch. Is that a date?
No, but I think
two men can date.
But I think you can do that with a girl too. I think you can go out on a brunch with a girl, but I think traveling is a little too far for like my happiness.
So would you have an issue with me traveling with my male friends?
No.
So why do you have an issue with me traveling with my female friends? Sexism.
It's not. It's just like you're a straight male, I'm a straight woman. Like, there are certain things that you do that are date-like. Like, there are things that sometimes if you do, I'm uncomfortable with, and I tell you, right?
But the question is like,
it's the same thing.
It's kind of like this. Because I think when people have such opposing viewpoints on these things, like, I think it's impossible to ever agree, because I think you intrinsically both see it from completely two different angles.
Yeah.
Like, I am incapable of seeing like a male and a female together and just thinking it's anything more than just a male and a female together. It's the same thing as a male and a male together, a female together. But some people are like, nah, the dating, as you said, whatever, exact, like certain things.
Like, there's just too many activities that I'm not happy with doing. Like, say you're not booking like a hotel, you're staying together, cool. Like, that's you know, it's far.
Well, like you can, but like
far.
you can stay in different rooms, like, you know.
Yeah, but realistically, they're probably not. But like, say even if they do, right? All their activities are together. There's like so much stuff.
But you do that with guys too. That's my point. Like you can do that with guys. Like I can sleep in the same bed with my friend. I can go do all these events. We could even do like all those lovey-dovey activities that couples would do. We could be like, let's just do it because it's fun. Like. And what? Like, it's cool because he's just a guy and, like, I'm a straight male. But, like the thing is, if I perceive the female as nothing more than just, like, a friend, why does, like, it's the exact same thing.
I think, like, I look like a clown.
Oh, my God. No, you don't.
I 100%. You're telling me all my friends would be like, oh, my God, yeah, Farouk's going on a trip with
Once again,
one of his
that's
girlfriends.
due to societal brainwashing, guys.
No,
Say it with me. Societal brainwashing.
I think I would label myself as a clown, too, if I allowed that.
Because of societal brainwashing. Let's put this like this now. If in society, we did not care about opposite genders going on thing, we didn't see these things, and that was your normal, you wouldn't care.
I don't think that's ever possible because I don't think that's ever possible.
Societal brainwashing.
No, I think.
At what point does personal accountability come into play?
It's not even accountability. I think inherently, like males and females have always had different roles, like in different gender roles, right? And like, I think it's gonna. I don't think we're ever going to be on the same, like, oh, you could just, like, you know, do things together, blah, blah, blah. You can do things in a group, and that could be, like, different vibes.
Okay, so how about if you're, like, a homosexual person, right? Right? And you're in a homosexual relationship, right? Let's say you, a girl, and she has female friends, right? So it's cool if she does stuff with males because, you know, like, she's not attracted to males. And then it's not cool. Like, I'm saying from your perspective.
Wait, say that again.
So you're in a homosexual relationship, right?
Okay, so I'm dating a girl.
You're dating a girl.
You don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, you're dating a girl. I'm just saying.
You're
like,
in a homosexual.
Oh my God. I'm being specific. Like, oh my God.
I'm dating a girl.
Yeah, you're dating a girl, right? You're dating a girl. So she also likes girls, right? Is she allowed to go on holidays with boys because it's not threatening, you know, her boyfriends? Or even though she has female friends, she's not allowed to go on holidays with them?
No, I think, like, honestly, I wouldn't want her to go with a guy anyway. I don't know. I just think.
So her problem is just men.
I think generally,
we solved the issue.
Generally, yeah.
But wait, that makes no sense because I'm going on a holiday with men. Why aren't you scared? Why aren't you scared with me going on holiday with a man?
Yeah, you're the problem.
Why aren't you scared with me going on holiday with a man?
Oh, well, you two you're just two men navigating the world. You're a threat to everyone else.
Lol. Guys, you're hearing this first
Anyways,
hand.
in my relationship, if my partner came to me with, oh, I want to go on a trip to Bali with X girl, I would say, I'm not happy about it, but you do what you want at the end of the day.
She's like, just know when you come back,
it's over.
I'm not here.
It's done.
My stuff is gone.
Gone.
I am gone. Like, is that really saying do what you want? It's like you're giving them an ultimatum.
No. It's not an ultimatum. You're taking it as that.
Oh, woman logic.
It's
girl dinner.
No, girl dinner. No,
like
that's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying.
That's it's either
it's not an ultimatum.
You go and I'm not here.
No,
or you stay and I'm here.
That's silly. That is so silly. I'm telling you.
The ultimatum would love you as a guest.
I'm telling you, hey, I'm not happy with this. But at the end of the day, like, you do what you want to do.
I will leave.
But that's my problem.
But
that's my problem. Is that not my problem?
Are we forgetting about and I will leave?
No.
What part of
the thing is, it's up to you to decide, oh, she said she's not happy with this. Does my happiness matter more than you going on this trip?
No, it's like
she
says she's not happy with this. If I do this, she will leave. If I don't do this, she will stay.
But it's not. That's how you're saying it from a male logic, silly, stupid, right? I'm saying.
So it's like we're ignoring the elephant in the room.
Because I'm leaving because you're willing to do something that doesn't make me happy, right? You're choosing to do something that doesn't make me happy. But you're worried.
How is that compromise?
No, listen. You're worried about the consequences of your actions.
Yes, because like, hey, I want to do something that makes me happy. But if I do this thing that makes me happy, she will be unhappy. And in consequence, she will leave. If I don't do
but
this thing,
that's up to you to decide. Am I willing to?
So
no, are you?
Am I willing to put your happiness over mine?
Yes. Are you?
Wow.
Are you willing?
Are you willing to put? You guys heard it here. Are you willing to put your happiness over mine?
Because personally, times and times again, I have put your happiness over mine, and there've been times when a lot of times when you put my happiness over yours, and it's exactly what I expect from like a healthy, functional relationship. Like sometimes you make sacrifices, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
just be glad you're not dating her.
So the problem is that you are willing to make me unhappy, and the consequences of that is I will leave.
So the one time I do it, you leave.
What you mean the one time? You think there's multiple options?
No, it's like the one time. It's an ultimatum.
It's not an ultimatum.
The ultimatum season 3.
It's not. It's not. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
Personally. Okay. Another story for you. So, my husband was gawking at a young woman yesterday. How young is the woman? We need context. My husband, 43 male, and I, 35 female, brought our kids to the city fair yesterday. We decided to watch a magic show that they had going on. When we sat down, a young woman, maybe 22, I couldn't tell because she had a lot of eye makeup on, walked by us, and I noticed my husband watch her as she walked by. This I didn't mind so much because he's human, I get it. However, when the performer... I want to laugh because this guy is crazy. However, when the performer asked everyone to walk to the front and dance, my husband stood up to keep an eye on the kids. I could see the side of his face even though he was wearing sunglasses. Our children were in the middle and this woman was on the right. She was dancing and bouncing around in revealing clothing. My husband began staring directly at her and even stopped moving completely to just stare, like he was in love. I was so embarrassed. It was so embarrassing that I had to stand up and whisper in his ear, "You're staring at that woman." He laughed like he was busted and surprised I noticed. That pissed me off. So I walked away to the back and he followed me. But then he acted mad that I would even assume such a thing. I'm absolutely disgusted by this. What makes it worse is that I had a hard time even going to this event because I feel bad about how I look lately. And this is how he makes me feel. Am I being dramatic and how do I deal with this?
Damn. Double homicide. Yeah. Not only did you get caught, you doubled down and were like...
I didn't do that. Man, hey. You would.
Hater. Huh?
Y'all would.
No, I'd admit it. Like, damn, got caught right in the act. I'm sorry. No, but I wouldn't do it in the first case. I'm not a dummy. But back to the thing.
You know, I think...
I'm glad it wasn't like a young woman. Like, because I was like, yo,
I would actually I would smack you.
Domestic violence, like just admitting it on the podcast. Like if I ever make a domestic violence claim, you guys understand I'm saying the truth. Like she's and admitted this would stand up in court. Like it literally stands in court. Like I'm making sure this stays on the internet, and I'm making sure this, like I have my own personal recording of this too. Anyway, domestic violence aside, no, like I'm glad one wasn't like a young ass woman that I was like, what the fuck, but the gawking is the problem. Yeah. Right? Like, okay, you're male, you're human, you look, you okay, like whatever. But staring, like, bro, relax.
Yeah, it's a
relax yourself. You don't need to
crazy.
You don't need to stare at them. Like you can just like and then like 3. Is
that what you do?
No, I'm just saying 3 takes, stop. If you have not been caught by the 3rd time, don't ever do it ever again. Count your blessings and move on. Like, what are you doing still staring? Like, you know, like 3 takes, stop it.
Is that all you give yourself?
No, I'm just saying it's a good rule of thumb. 3 takes, you don't get caught.
Obviously, this comes from something, experience.
Logic. 3 takes, logic. Don't get caught, move on with your life. You know? And even to me personally, 3 takes is too much. 2 max.
You're so full of shit.
2 max.
Yeah.
2 max. 2 takes max.
But I think it's like
not if they're behind you though. If they're behind you, never look back. Her neck. If you are breaking your neck, you've already lost the game. Like I don't even care if your wife is beside you. I don't care if you're alone. Never as a man. I see it all the time. It's just like I will never ever like I don't even care if I could see my peripheral vision and it was the biggest best thing ever. I am staring straight forward like because how much of a clown do you look going like Like, I just imagine how I look turning around that I just can't do it. Like, 'cause
do you find it kind of creepy when men do that to women, or when do you catch
staring? Yeah. Absolutely. It's fucking weird. Like, why are you staring? Like, I find it weird when guys stare at other guys. I'm like, guy, why are you staring so hard? Like, you have a staring problem, pal?
Yeah.
Like staring problems cause fights. Like,
yeah, but usually when it's towards women, there's never a fight. Like, women generally just can't really speak up for themselves. Because if a guy is intensely staring at me, I feel uncomfortable. But like, I'm like, oh my god, God knows what he's going through his head. Like, I'm not going to start a
for me,
scene,
I'm just like
yeah, but this isn't about you. This is about a female.
Yeah, no, like, it is weird. But they do say you should call her up, be like, you got a staring problem, pal? Take a picture, it lasts longer.
Yeah, like, if there's other people, if there's other people around, but if there isn't, then it's like, do you know, I'd rather avoid the scene.
Yeah, I get you, but staring is weird. Like, as I said, like, as a guy, you should not be staring. Like, if you want 2 takes max. I changed my rule. 2 takes, because I realized that 3 takes is actually quite excessive. 2 takes max. Do you think
like that's even if you're single?
Like, if you're single, 2 takes max.
So just like, don't stare at people.
Yeah, don't stare at people. Period.
And like, so then if you see like someone that you like or whatever, you just glance and like you either approach or you don't. Like
the question is, what is the setting? If it's in this situation, just a public setting, right? A public setting where everyone's doing casual things. They're not here to get hit on.
Yeah.
2 takes. Done. Move on with your life. You're like, that was a great time.
I mean, she was right in front of him. Like,
it's still weird. I feel the presence. My spidey senses tingle. Don't stare. But if it's like a nightclub or like a party thing, you can like maybe take like a little glance and then like take a second glance and hope like catch eyes. See how you guys feel when you catch eyes. Like, are they giving you eyes back, or are they just like, And if they're kind of like catching your eye, then you can walk over and respectfully approach them. But if you're getting nothing, move on with your life, go on. But if it's a public setting, no,
really,
don't disturb people.
What if, I don't know, what if there's like a girl that you see like doing her grocery shopping, you're like, oh, she's cute, and then you go and you're like, hey, can I have your number?
Oh yeah, do with your own risk involved. Like,
so you think that you can only hit on people in nightclub?
No, I think you can hit on people in public as well, but like at your own risk.
Because I'm thinking
let's be honest, you can get caught like severely lacking 90% of the time.
See, I don't mean staring. I mean,
no, I don't mean staring. I mean approaching. I mean, like, let's say you see a beautiful woman as a man. Like, it's funny because one of my friends, cutely, he saw a beautiful woman. He kind of followed her around and approached her at a train station. You know who you are if you hear this. And it worked out for him because they're dating now. Congrats to them. But let's be honest, he's like tall and good looking. For most of you guys, it's not working that way.
9.9 times.
9 out of 10 times, you're taking a fat L, and they're gonna be like, I have a boyfriend.
Or run.
or feeling uncomfortable.
Tell the person working to walk them to their car.
that would be absolutely. At that stage, I have to move. I can never go back to that store. I can never go back to my house. I have to move out of the country. I have to move out of that continent. I am never.
And then imagine you realize you're like, oh my god, I'm the problem.
No,
but so my thing is that recently there's been like, people have been saying like, oh, it's only online
dating,
and stuff like that. It's like men should start approaching women in real life.
Because that's how you get labeled as a creep.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go up to a random woman and be like, hey.
But what's your name? What if you catch eyes in public too? Like, you say you're at a cafe
and there's like a little smirk or something. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like, if you can't, like, that's why I said, like, if you already get the get-go, like the get-go where like she gives you a little side glance, a little smirk, a little, whatever, like a little, like, she glances at you a few times, you glance at her a few times, kind of thing. I like it. It's not like, you should know the difference between why is he staring at me glances and like, oh, he's staring at me glances. There's a difference between the two. But I
think generally it's, is he attractive or not the type of glance it is.
Yeah, exactly. Once you have like some form of physical confirmation where it's like a smirk, a smile, a head nod,
a green light,
some kind of green light, Just go over and be like, hi, my name is XYZ. What's your name? You know, I just couldn't help, or I saw you looking and I looked at you like something, you know, whatever that is. You know what you do? Like, that's a smart way. But if you get no green light and you go up to a woman just because you see her as attractive, do that at your own risk. Because I'm telling you right now, for every single one of you, most of you out there, 9 out of 10 times it's flopping. Yeah. And you're looking like a creep. And you're going to feel dishonored. You've done dishonor to your ancestry, your bloodline, like
but cavemen. She could also feel flattered, and it could be a genuine like interaction of like, oh, I thought you were really pretty. And she's like, oh, I'm taken. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah, no. Don't get it twisted. Don't listen to her. She's not a girl. She's not a guy. She's a girl. She doesn't understand.
No, but
because
I'm just
let's
saying.
be honest. You guys know. They're just going to tell you to fuck off in a creepy way.
No.
And then you feel terrible for the whole day. You're just like, oh, terrible.
What? No, that's so silly. Like, no, I've never had that happen and I've been like, ew.
Don't listen to Nicoletta. She's giving you terrible advice. As a man, take it at your own risk. Massive risk. 9 out of 10. Just know statistically 9 out of 10 times you're flopping. And maybe one time you might succeed. Unless you are a very attractive man, don't take my advice. You don't need it. You already know don't worry. You don't even need to listen. You know who I'm talking to. You know I'm not talking to you. It's fine. But for every rest of us out here, you just gotta take it easy. And I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. Let me not lie. Because
I think it's a sweet
having to approach random girls, jeez.
I think it's a sweet interaction. Like if you want to pay for my nails, you can do that.
Who am I? The baby? The Bolly Boy? We watched a video yesterday. I think we should just wrap it up and talk about some stuff. Like, but like,
yeah, fair.
We watched a video yesterday where it was like the baby, like, and he was like him 20 versus 1, like, you know, kind of like the sideman thing, like 20 female. And then one of the females like had her like, so she was wearing heels, but she had her toes covered like with one of those like mesh things, you know, like she wasn't wearing a full mesh thing, like just her toes were covered by the mesh thing. He's like, why? He's like, what happened to your toes? And she's like, oh, I didn't get them done, so I just covered them. And then he's like, oh, and he gave her like $200 essentially, like $450 bills, and just said no to her, but he's like, go get your toes. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That is crazy. That video was actually pretty interesting. It was pretty funny because the baby.
He was so uninterested in everything.
He was so, and it really shows you once again, if you either have clout and you're attractive, money. Or your money is visible in the sense as in like someone looks at you and they're like, you're rich. You're rich. Those are when you can do whatever the fuck you want. Let's be honest, as a guy, like to a certain demographic of girls, not all women. Don't come at me. A certain demographic of girls will absolutely go for you. Yeah. Without, you can not try. You can be like,
show barely any interest.
You don't even need to show any interest.
The less interest, the better, obviously.
And they will do all the work for you. Don't worry. And once again, if you're...
But like, then again, most men don't get this treatment, so...
Oh, absolutely. Like, they're in the top 1% for a reason.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The fuck? like, this isn't just something that's
Forget about it.
You guys forget about it. That's not the lifestyle you're living. Or to go get your money up.
Money up.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
What the heck?
Do you not know that one?
No. So what did you do?
Get your money up, not your funny up.
And on that note...
Look up that meme. It's a good
Thanks for listening.
And everything. Subscribe.
Really appreciate
share it. Let us know what you think. Honestly, do answer the questions I had at the very start of the podcast. I'm very interested to know. I'm trying to cook up something in the background. So it would be very, very handy if you guys reply to those questions specifically. And until next time.
Peace.
Peace.